Cooking with Love. My name is Barbara, and today I'm at my sister's house, and with fall coming we were talking about soups, and I said let me make my French onion soup for you. So today I'm going to show you how I make it. Very simple recipe, easy and delicious. So let's get started. Hi, the ingredients to make the soup, very simple. I have some onions that I've sliced. Now, these are mostly yellow onions. I mixed them with also a red onion I had. You can use a couple of idalia if you like, shallots, whatever you like. I have butter, a little bit of flour. Calls for just a little bit of olive oil. So what I did, because you can also add a little garlic, I put a little minced garlic and some olive oil, and I'm going to use that. It's infused with the flavor. I have a little bit of white wine. You don't have to use it. You can also use a little sherry if you like, but I don't put that in. And I mix chicken and beef broth together. And then when we're done, I'm going to slice and toast some French bread, and we'll top it off with some Swiss cheese or Gruyere cheese that I've shredded. And that's it. So let's get started. The first step is to melt the butter. And then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to this. Now I'm doubling this recipe, so the recipe that's going to be shown is for the single batch. But because there's going to be a few people here today, I'm doubling it. I'm just going to add a little bit of oil, tablespoon or two. I'm going to add the onions in now. It looks like a lot of onions, but they all melt down. Then I'm just going to stir it around and let them become translucent and cook down a little. I'm going to begin stirring and mixing it. And this is going to take a little time to cook. Our onions are just about done. We don't want them to cook and disintegrate totally. We want texture to them. So now I'm going to add the wine. And that's going to cook down. I'm going to add my pepper. I'm not going to add any salt. There's lots of sodium in the beef broth. If you need to add salt, you can always add it. Salt is not like me, so I never add extra salt. This is cooking down. At this point, I'm going to add the flour and mix it in well, and this will also help thicken the broth when I add it. Now some people caramelize the onions. I don't. This recipe doesn't call for it. You could see how nice and thick it's getting. I'll let it go one more minute and then I'm going to add the broth. Alright, I think we're ready to add our broth. Now I told you I mix beef and chicken broth, so I'm going to fill this again with our chicken broth. Now I'll add my chicken broth. Now I'm going to let this simmer and cook for a while. At this point, while this is simmering, I'm going to get the bread ready. I'm going to slice it and toast it. We're going to cut the bread and start toasting it. So I'm just going to cut some French bread into about 1-inch slices. I'm a lefty, so everything I do is backwards. I'm going to layer them on a pan, brush them with a little of the olive oil mixture that's infused with a little bit of garlic, and put them in the oven till they're toasted. I have the oven set at about 375. Every oven is different. You just want them browned. Then we'll start putting them in the oven. Our soup has been simmering for 30 minutes and it's done. What I'm going to do is start filling the soup bowls now. There are plenty of onions to go around. Now, if this was just beef broth, it would be a lot darker, but I mixed beef and chicken together. What I'm going to do next is put the toasted bread on top. You can use any kind of bread you like. I'm using some French bread, so it is a little bit smaller. So I'm going to put 2 pieces. If you used a thicker bread, just 1. Or you can even add more if you like. And the last step is to add the cheese. If you don't want to grate your own, you can use sliced Swiss or gruyere or provolone. Some people also put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it. And then I'm going to bake it or put it under the broiler until everything is melted and slightly browned. Our soup is ready and it's still really hot. And I asked my sister to give it a try.
It looks good. Oh, look at all that melty cheese.
What do you think?
As soon as I can get at it. Whoa.
You can also put slices of Swiss cheese over it or gruyere, the big pieces, and melt it that way. But I wanted to shred it and try it this way. How is it?
Delicious. Really, really good.
It's very easy. Comes together very quick. Why don't you give it a try?
Bye-bye.